Perhaps there's no more serious charge than murder. Murder carries a life sentence, and the elements of a murder are the willful taking of a life with premeditation and malice aforethought. In essence, for you to be convicted of murder, the state has to prove that you planned to kill and that you did so intentionally. Defense counsel is going to look at a number of factors when assessing how to defend somebody on a murder charge. The first question is going to be identification. Is the person that's charged with a murder, in fact, a person that took the life? Sometimes, in every situation involving murder, the person that was killed is not around to testify to the facts and circumstances of the event. So the ability to identify the suspect most always relies on testimony of other people who saw of the event, who saw the facts and circumstances leading up to the event or surrounding the event. So the first issue is, has the government identified the right defendant in the case to charge with murder? The next would be to look at the facts and circumstances of the homicide. Was the defendant, if the defendant was in fact the person that took the life, did they do so intentionally? Were they engaging in self-defense at the time? If it was a fight, if it was mutual combat, if the other person was the aggressor and the defendant was merely defending themselves against the aggression of someone else, you might have a valid self-defense claim, which would result in a not guilty verdict. You might also look into mental health issues, such as, was the person at the time that the homicide committed, were they sane? Were they engaging in rational decision making, or were they, were their faculties impaired? Other factors to look into in relation to a homicide case would be, was there heat of passion, an altercation? For example, a woman comes home, finds her husband in bed with someone else, grabs a candlestick holder and smashes the husband over the head. In that case, you could defend with heat of passion, and ultimately that could reduce a murder charge to a lesser charge, for example, voluntary manslaughter. And the distinction between a murder and a manslaughter is substantial in terms of how much time an individual would actually spend in custody. I'm attorney Michael Becker with the Las Vegas Defense Group. If you or a loved one has been charged with a criminal offense in Las Vegas or throughout the state of Nevada, trust in me and my legal team to get your case dismissed or otherwise negotiate a resolution that causes minimal harm to you in your future.